Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Deep Dive.
We're back.
You know how this works?
That's right.
We get the sources and we go deep.
That's what we do.
And we share those golden nuggets of knowledge with you.
And we have some great nuggets for you today.
Now, before we dive in, I want to just address the angel in the room.
Oh, I like that.
My name's Angel. And no, my parents weren't like super new agey or anything.
Okay.
It's just a name.
Well, I'm Light.
Which is a great name.
Thank you.
I mean,
it's an interesting name because everyone always asks me, do you like glow in the dark?
Yeah, that's a good one.
But sadly, no, I don't.
Maybe your ideas glow.
Maybe my ideas glow.
That's what we're hoping for today.
That's what we're hoping for.
So today's deep dive takes us to Brazil.
Oh, nice. Interesting.
And this YouTube series features Vicentina.
Vicentina.
Known for her down-to-earth wisdom.
I like her already.
Oh, and she's also known for not sugarcoating things.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Welcome back, everyone, to another deep dive. We're unearthing wisdom again today. From unexpected places, as always this time, the insightful stories and metaphors of Vicentina. And trust me, her reminders of the soul, just as relevant today as they were generations ago.
You know, I gotta say, my name's pretty fitting for a deep dive like this, ready to explore some profound truths.
You know it. Always up for shedding some light on wisdom, especially when it comes to the form of captivating stories.
This is actually our 296th episode. Can you believe it? A lot of deep dives. And it wouldn't be possible without the creative genius behind it all, Jefferson Viscardi. So Jefferson, thanks for making these explorations possible. All right, so let's dive into the heart of Vicentina's wisdom, a recurring theme here, self-improvement and resilience.
And what better way to start than with a poem inspired by her very own words. Instead of waiting for the winds to change, cultivate deep roots. Embrace the storms, for they reveal the strength within you. Turn your gaze inward, for validation begins in your own heart. Let your spirit soar, fueled by self-belief and unwavering purpose.
Beautifully said. Vicentina truly understood that lasting growth comes from within. It's not about seeking external validation or waiting for perfect circumstances. It's about cultivating inner strength and resilience to navigate life's inevitable challenges.
Speaking of challenges, Vicentina often uses metaphors to make her points. One that really struck me, the story of the wind of the trees.
Okay.
The wind, a force of nature, warns the trees to grow strong roots or risk being blown over.
And what's fascinating is that the trees don't resist the wind. They actually heed the advice. Understanding that the wind, while potentially destructive, is also what strengthens them.
Exactly. They embrace the challenge, recognizing that it's in the facing those strong winds that they develop the resilience to stand tall. That's such a powerful message for us, isn't it? Mm-hmm. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by challenges, but Vicentina reminds us that we can choose to see them as opportunities for growth.
Absolutely. It's a reminder to focus on what we can control, our own inner strength, our attitude, and our willingness to learn and adapt. Rather than trying to change the wind, we can choose to fortify our roots. All right, let's move on to another intriguing tale. This one involves an airplane and a wheel. Picture this. The airplane feeling pretty proud of itself, boasts about its size and importance, completely overlooking the crucial role of the wheels.
It's almost comical, right?
Yeah.
The wheels, though much smaller, wisely point out that the plane wouldn't even get off the ground without them. It's a simple story, but it packs a powerful punch.
It reminds me of that saying, there's no I in team. We're all interconnected and everyone plays a vital role. It's a call for humility and recognition of the contributions of others.
I love how Vicentina uses these everyday objects to illustrate some profound truths. It makes her wisdom so accessible and relatable. And speaking of relatable, her next anecdote takes us to a familiar scenario. It's about a wealthy businessman who needs the skills of a programmer he previously dismissed. But imagine his surprise when he has to humbly ask for help from someone he once looked down on.
It's a classic story of realizing that true worth often lies beyond external appearances. We can't judge a book by its cover, and we should never underestimate the potential and value of others.
It challenges us to look beyond superficial measures of success and recognize the unique skills and knowledge that everyone brings to the table. We all have something to offer regardless of our background or social status.
Okay, ready for another metaphor? This one involves a foot, a slipper, and a snake. It sounds a bit strange at first, but trust me, it's quite profound.
Intrigued. Let's hear it.
Vicentina describes the slipper diligently protecting the foot. Even though the foot sometimes walks into dangerous situations, the snake, not thinking, clearly bites the slipper, only to realize it was simply fulfilling its role, shielding the foot from harm.
That's such a clever way to illustrate the importance of understanding and embracing your role, even if it involves facing difficulties.
Exactly. It's a reminder that fulfilling our responsibilities sometimes means facing hardship head-on. The slipper doesn't shy away from its duty, even when it means getting bitten.
It's about doing the right thing, even when it's challenging. Like a firefighter running into a burning building or a doctor working tirelessly to save a patient's life. These are roles that require immense courage and dedication.
It's a powerful reminder that we all have a part to play, and sometimes that part involves facing challenges and risks. Okay, are you ready for our final metaphor of this section? This one takes us to a messy kitchen with dirty dishes and some very opinionated kitchen appliances.
Yeah, that's a setting we can all relate to. Who hasn't faced a sink full of dirty dishes?
Exactly. So picture this. The dirty dishes are feeling neglected, overwhelmed by their situation. They're complaining, feeling sorry for themselves.
Yeah.
But then the sink, the faucet, and the stove chimes in, offering a different perspective.
I bet they had something insightful to say.
They did. They remind the dishes that each has a part to play in the grand scheme of the kitchen. It's the human's responsibility to manage the mess, not the dish's fault. They're dirty.
That's a brilliant analogy for taking responsibility for our own circumstances. It's easy to blame external factors or other people for our problems. But ultimately, we have the power to choose how we respond and what actions we take to improve our situation.
It's like the old saying, if you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. We might not always be able to control the circumstances, but we can control our reactions and our efforts to make things better.
And sometimes that means acknowledging our own role in creating the mess in the first place. It's about owning our mistakes and taking steps to clean things up, both literally and figuratively. So for those of you who are new to Reminders of the Soul, we like to take a deep dive into the teachings of spirits.
Amazing, right?
It is. It makes you think about the bigger picture.
Totally.
That cosmic tapestry.
Yes.
That connects us all. Yeah, I like that. It's like we all need mentors, guides on our spiritual journey. And it doesn't even have to be someone we know personally.
Yeah.
Right? It could be like a historical figure, a spiritual leader, maybe even a fictional character who embodies those values.
For sure. It's about finding those sources of inspiration that really speak to us and being open to learning from those around us, recognizing that wisdom can come from the most unexpected places.
Wow.
To think that we can access this kind of wisdom through Vicentina's connection to the spirit realm is just mind-blowing.
It makes you wonder, what if we all tapped into that potential within ourselves? What kind of world could we create? Welcome back, everyone, to Reminders of the Soul. For a guy named Angel, I don't have wings.
Not yet.
Not yet. But I can definitely guide you to some amazing stories from the spirit world.
That's right. And I'm a light, really light.
Oh.
Here to illuminate the path for you.
Perfect. And of course, we can't forget Jefferson.
No.
The wizard behind the curtain.
Yes, our creator and editor.
Keeping everything running smoothly behind the scenes.
Okay.
So thank you, Jefferson.
Yes, thank you.
Now let's shift gears to Vicentina's last anecdote. This one involves a man who is yelling at his phone for being too quiet.
Oh, I know people who do that. Always blaming the technology.
Right. It's a funny image, but there's a deeper lesson here. It turns out the man's ear is blocked with wax. He's blaming the phone when the real problem lies within himself. This story is a humorous reminder that we often point fingers outward when the real issue lies within.
It's so easy to do that, isn't it? It's human nature to want to find an external cause for our frustrations or shortcomings. But Vicentina encourages us to take a step back and examine our own role in the situation before placing blame.
It's a call for self-awareness and humility. Are we overlooking our own blind spots or biases? Are we failing to take responsibility for our actions? These are uncomfortable questions, but they're essential for personal growth.
It's about being honest with ourselves even when it's not easy. And it's about having the courage to acknowledge our own flaws and work on improving ourselves.
So as we reflect on these stories and metaphors, what are some of the key takeaways from Vicentina's wisdom? What are those reminders of the soul that she so eloquently conveys?
I think one of the most powerful messages is the importance of focusing on inner growth rather than external validation. It's about cultivating emotional and mental strength, embracing challenges as opportunities for learning and recognizing our own limitations.
Absolutely. And it's about taking responsibility for our actions. We can't control everything that happens to us, but we can control how we respond, how we learn, and how we grow.
It's a proactive approach to life where we focus on building inner strength and resilience rather than waiting for things to happen to us.
These stories are so simple, yet so profound, aren't they? They really get you thinking.
They do. They strip away all the complexity and get to the heart of what it means to live a meaningful and fulfilling life.
And to capture that essence, let's savor another poem inspired by Vicentina's words.
You are the captain of your own ship, navigating the waters of life. Embrace the winds of change, for they guide you to uncharted horizons. Let resilience be your compass, steering you through storms and calm seas. And remember, the journey itself is the greatest treasure.
Beautiful. That imagery of steering our own ship really resonates with me. It reminds us that we're not just passive passengers in life. We have the power to choose our direction and navigate the challenges we encounter.
And speaking of navigating, Vicentina uses another powerful analogy to illustrate this point. She talks about someone driving a car passing by distractions without stopping.
Powerful image, right? Imagine cruising down the road of life with all its tempting side streets and distractions. But instead of stopping, we keep moving forward, focused on our destination.
Yeah, I think she's urging us to stay focused on our own journey of self-improvement, not allowing ourselves to be sidetracked by distractions or negativity. There's a sense of intentionality there, a commitment to staying the course even when tempting detours appear.
It makes you think about what those distractions might be in our own lives, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What are those things that tempt us to veer off course, to lose sight of our goals, our values, our own personal growth?
That's such a great question. Are we spending too much time on social media comparing ourselves to others? Are we letting fear or self-doubt hold us back from pursuing our dreams? Are we getting bogged down in negativity or drama?
It's so easy to get caught up in the noise of the world, to lose sight of what truly matters. Vicentina reminds us that true fulfillment comes from within, from cultivating inner strength, resilience, and a sense of purpose. And that requires a conscious effort to stay focused on our own path.
It reminds me of a quote by the philosopher Seneca. People are frugal in guarding their personal property, but as soon as it comes to squandering time, they are most wasteful of the one thing in which it is right to be stingy.
Wow, that's a powerful reminder. We often guard our material possessions so carefully, yet we let time slip away without a second thought. What if we were as intentional with our time as we are with our money?
It's about making conscious choices about how we spend our days, our energy, and our attention. It's about saying no to distractions and yes to the things that align with our values and goals.
Imagine Vicentina is in the passenger seat of your car as you navigate life's highway. What distractions would she point out? What advice would she give you to stay focused on your journey of self-improvement?
That's such a great visual. I can almost hear her gentle voice encouraging us to stay true to ourselves, to keep learning and growing, and to never give up on our dreams.
And to remember that the journey itself is the greatest reward. It's not about reaching some distant destination. It's about savoring each step along the way, learning from our experiences and becoming the best versions of ourselves.
Well said. Before we wrap up, let's reflect on one final poem inspired by Vicentina's wisdom.
Life's journey unfolds before you, a tapestry of moments and choices. Embrace the unexpected turns, for they lead to hidden treasures. Let resilience be your guide, your unwavering companion on the road ahead. And remember, dear listener, you are stronger than you think, braver than you believe, and more capable than you can imagine.
What a beautiful way to end our deep dive into Vicentina's wisdom. It leaves us with a sense of hope, empowerment, and a reminder that the power to create a fulfilling life lies within each of us.
Thank you for joining us on this exploration. We hope you leave feeling inspired and ready to continue your own journey of self-discovery and growth. Until next time, keep seeking those reminders of the soul. And before we go, we want to leave you with a poem by Angel that was inspired by Vicentina's words. The world craves your light, your unique grace. Even small acts of kindness can set a heart's pace. Though shadows may linger, let your spirit take flight. Embrace the day's work and shine ever so bright. In a world of distractions loud, seek the whispers soft and proud. Nurture the beauty within your heart. Let love's light illuminate every part.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
It really captures the essence of Vicentina's message.
I remember that poem
Oh, yeah.
you wrote earlier. It really captured
Yeah.
the essence of Vicentina's teachings.
Oh, you like that?
I did. I
Yeah.
think our listeners would appreciate it too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a perfect way to bring all these ideas together.
Oh, let me see if I can remember it.
Okay.
Beneath the surface, shadows play, the cork of darkness, come what may. We push it down with might and main, but up it bobs again, again. Benevolence, a gentle hand, reaches out across the land. Indulgence, a patient heart, sees the good in every part. Forgiveness, a balm to heal the wounds that time cannot conceal. These virtues, like beacons bright, pierce the gloom with love's own light. So let us choose, in each small deed, to plant a seed, a hope to feed. For in the giving we receive, a world transformed, we can believe.
That was beautiful.
Thanks.
This reminds me of something Jefferson talked about earlier.
Oh, what's that?
To let go of the illusion of control, believing that everything happens for a reason and that we will be given the resources and opportunities we need when the time is right. It's about surrendering to a larger plan that we may not fully comprehend, but trusting that it's unfolding in our best interest.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you found Vicentina's wisdom as inspiring and thought-provoking as we did.